Hi my lovelies, I welcome you back into another interesting tutorial. I saw this dress on the street of Instagram and I said to myself, I am definitely recreating this for my baby girl. Hi guys, my name is Uche. For those that are coming across my channel for the first time, and to my returning subscribers, thank you for always returning back. I love you all. In this channel, I create sewing tutorials and DIY. If this sounds like what you're interested in, do wait to watch the video to the end, and if you find it helpful, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications so you get notified whenever I upload new videos. I made a little twist. Unlike the original version that I saw on Instagram, it doesn't have a rope. I just feel like this is a baby dress, and what is a baby dress without a rope? And as well, I used an elastic for the shoulder instead of drawstring. Okay, so if this is your vibe, continue watching and let us get right into the main video. Here is a fabric I made use of. For those that would love to know, this is a crepe fabric and I made use of just 2 yards. I am making this dress for a 4-year-old girl. Okay, so my fabric now is in a fold of 2. For the amount of fabric I folded, I have 17 inches here. Remember, it is on a fold. So I'll first of all cut out this rough part right here. I will go ahead now to mark out a starting line at this top. I will go ahead now to take my vertical measurement. Firstly, I'm going to measure from the shoulder to this part where we have these gathers. Normally, as an adult, you're going to call it under bust. Alright, so I'm going to measure from the shoulder to that part. Okay, let me just use under bust in this particular video. I just believe we all will understand. Alright, so let me just use the word under bust. So from the shoulder now, I'll measure to her under bust, which is supposed to be 6 inches, but I will mark 7 inches, which basically means that I added extra 1 inch to that measurement. Instead of 6 inches, I marked out 7 inches. So I am drafting directly on the fabric. We are going to cut that part out, which we are going to join later, so you will need allowance to join it. So the 1 inch will serve as an allowance. And again, from the shoulder to her waistline, normally her waistline is 9 inches. I will also add 1 inch to it to make it 10 inches. So all the whole measurements you are taking right here, make sure that you are adding extra 1 inch to it, because we are going to divide all of these, cut it out, separate them rather, and add them up later on. So you're going to need allowance to add all of this up. Okay, so the next thing I will do now is to measure from the waistline to the hip. All right, so from the waistline to the hip now, I am using 6 inches. I will also mark it out and connect across. I just hope you all understood what all the whole lines I marked out here. So firstly, we have the shoulder line, we have the under bust, we have the waistline, and we also have the hip line. Hope it is understood. So I will come over to the shoulder line now. I'm going to mark her neck width. So I will mark out 2.5 inches. I'm going to mark 2.5 inches right here, and I will also mark her shoulder measurement divided by 2, which is 5.5. After the shoulder measurement, I will mark the sleeve extension. So I want the sleeve extension to be about 10 inches. So you're going to mark it after the shoulder measurement. Mark 10 inches here. Alright, so from that 10 inches, you're going to come down by 1.5 inches. Connect this to the neckline. So this is now our shoulder slope. Alright, after that is done, you're going to connect this now to that under bust line like this, just to create your v-neck, and you will connect that sleeve extension to the under bust. So you go ahead to cut all of this out. Make sure you add your 1/2 inch for joining the shoulders together. All right, so after cutting it out, this is what it looks like. So when you open it up, it's going to overlap each other like this. It is going to look something like this. So from that part where we separated the upper part, I'm going to measure her waist measurement divided by 4, add sewing allowance. I will connect it to her waistline in a straight form. So I'm going to just go ahead to give this something like a hip shape. I did not really use any specific measurement. I just gave it a little curve around the hip. So what you will do is to come down from the waist by 3 inches. Okay, then I'll go ahead to basque the waistline, connect it to the hip line this way. All right, so I'll go ahead now to cut it out. So this is what we have. I have placed it on another folded fabric. The difference between the back and the front is just going to be the zipper allowance, which I am marking out right now. All right, so after marking it out, I will connect it into a straight line and I will go ahead to cut out. So after cutting it out, I will go in from the folded part by 0.75 inches, slant it downward. This is to eliminate zipper bulge. Okay, so I'll connect it this way and I'll also go ahead to cut it out. After that is done, I will keep it aside. So for the upper part as well, I have placed it on another folded fabric. Okay, so the difference between the upper part, the front and the back is that the back is going to be stressed. I'm indicating that front part. Okay, I'm indicating it. All right, I'm going to connect it in a straight line like this. The back is going to be straight. It doesn't have any neckline. All right, so every other part are the same. So I'm going ahead now to cut every other part the same. Okay, so after cutting it out, this is what it looks like. Can you see? So I'll go ahead now to fold this center back 0.25 inch twice like this, and I'll go ahead to sew. Repeat the same thing here. I will sew. I'll repeat the same thing on the front part. On that neckline, I'll also sew. After sewing it, I will go ahead now to overlap this front part like this. So I will overlap it and I will check what I have. I want the neck depth to be about 5 or 4.5 inches. So if I overlap it, I just check what I have. If it's too open, I will go in to overlap it the more. Okay, so I am okay with what I have. So I pin it down. I'll go ahead to stitch that part and also gather all this part here. Make sure you leave your sewing allowance at the side before you gather. You will also repeat the same thing on the back. Okay, so for the back, you first of all leave your zipper allowance, then plait all of this here and also leave your side allowance. I'll also repeat the same thing on the other side of the back and I'll bring it back. After I was done doing all of what I explained, you can see the allowances I left at the side. I also hem this side like this. I also hem it. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Can you see how beautiful this looks? And this is the back. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is to sew the front and the back on the shoulders. Okay, I'm going to join the two shoulders together like this, right side facing right side, and I'll go ahead to stitch by 1/2 inch. So I want to add a rope around the waist. I cut out this fabric. It is 4 inches in length, and the wideness you can use any length you want. So I'll go ahead to fold it into 2, sew and also sew one side. I will turn it inside out. After I was done joining the shoulders, I ironed everything out properly, and this is what it's looking like. Can you see? So the next thing I'm going to do is to also cut out the damp part. Now I'm going to measure from the shoulder to the damp part like this. So I have about 15 inches. So I'm going to minus this 15 inches from her gown length. I want the gown length to be about 27 inches. So when you minus 15 inches from the 27 inches, whatever you have, you're going to use it to cut out the damp part. Hope that is clear. So I have gone ahead to cut out mine. This is for the front alone and it is on fold. So I minus the 15 inches as you can see, and I cut out my gown length. All right, so what I have here on fold is 22 inches. I would have loved to add more, but if I'm to do that, I will have to have a joining because my fabric was no longer enough. So for the back piece as well, I use the same measurement, just that I splitted the back piece into 2, which I wouldn't have done. I will advise you not to cut the back into 2. All right, I will explain later. So after I was done with the front, this is how it looks. So for the back, initially I wanted to join it separately. That was the whole idea, but I later changed my mind because I just felt like it was no longer necessary. So I went ahead to join these 2 pieces back. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now to place this one right side facing right side. From the upper part, I will cut down by 5 inches. So from that 5 inches, I'm going to sew with a straight line all the way down. So after sewing that point, I will go ahead now to gather right here. Okay, so I'll go ahead to gather these pieces here. So I have gone ahead to do that. Can you see? So this is that back. That's why I said there is no need of splitting it into two at first. Okay, so this is what you will have. I will go ahead now to sew the front and the back on the side. Okay, sew the front and the back, but before I do that, I'm going to insert that rope in between the front and the back and make sure that it is around your waistline. Okay, so I have done it here. So if you cannot locate your waistline, all you have to do is to measure from your shoulder to your waistline, and then you put the rope in between, pin it down, and after you are done doing that, go ahead to sew the front and the back with your sewing allowance. You can see the sewing allowance I left. I'm going to use it to sew it. After I was done sewing it, this is what I have. I've not ironed it out yet. So the next thing I will do is to create the ruche I have around the shoulder. So for that, I measured out 7 inches on my half-inch elastic. Okay, this is a half-inch elastic, and I measured 7 inches. All right, so I'm just going to put it here towards the neckline, pin it down. I will also drag it towards the sleeve opening and also pin it down. After I am done doing this, I will go ahead to stretch it this way. Make sure you stretch it out and you go ahead to sew. So you also go ahead to hem the down part. And for the zipper, this is the zipper I used. Okay, I don't have the color right now, but this is the type of zipper I'll be using when I actually get it. So after reaching my shoulder, you can see how lovely it looks like. I think I prefer this than the rope. Okay, so this is how beautiful the dress looks like. This is really beautiful. So this is the final result. My baby was not able to wear it because of some reasons, so, and I do not have a mannequin to display, but at least seeing it here, you can see how beautiful it looks. So if you find it helpful, do well to subscribe to the channel, please. It helps my channel to grow. Kindly subscribe to the channel, like this video, share to anyone you know that will find it helpful, and also drop your comment. Please guys, follow me on all social media platforms at Stitches by Uche, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. And if you want to request a tutorial from me, you can send me a DM on Facebook at Stitches by Uche. Thank you for watching.